thing I know, this amazing founder, her name is Joni Conte Rogers. She turned that business around within 3 months. So basically, she calls all of her distributors lovelies, which I think is really cute and very endearing. But she literally turned everything around. When they ramped up the manufacturing, they actually opened up a whole new plant. And then next thing you know, they had to make sure they had, quality assurance with everything because they are FDA approved. They are gluten-free. They are non-GMO. They have all of these benefits and the criteria that they have to follow. But when they started releasing the products, next thing they know, their IT crashed because it couldn't keep up with the demand of everybody wanting the products. But yet they kept growing and growing and growing. So we finally have passed that, and we finally got product. Of course, we all bought up more product than we probably need because there was such a low amount of product to get initially. So now that I've kind of gotten used to the business, understand a little more, I see that the demand is still there, but my strategies are a lot different. I realize people don't like pushy salespeople. They want someone that they can trust, someone they can believe in. Like your people, they know their product. The same was with SeneGence. I know my product. So for me, I just share that knowledge as you guys in the store will share knowledge about it and then leave it up to the customer to decide if it's something that fits their needs. So for me, that's my strategy now. I will share it. I will post it. I use social media, networking, whatever it takes to get the information out there. And like CBD, you get the information out there, and then you have to make sure you differentiate what you offer compared to all the others that are out there that are not really basically meeting the guidelines. And then people can make their own educated decision in getting the product.
Yeah, that's super, super important, especially in what we do as well. Because it's like, we're like, oh, well, why are you opening up a CBD store? They're everywhere. It's like, well, they are, but we don't really know what's in the bottle. And for us, it's not regulated yet, but it is so close to being. So just small things that like the company's done and putting the QR codes on the bottles to bring you back to the lab test, but also the facilities. So like the new vegan bears that we launched, which are non-GMO, the clarimizers that we do have available for emergency situations that have 0 fillers, 0 carrier oil. It's just strictly CBD and terpenes. All that stuff is so, so important. And that's one thing that I really liked about your company and the products you showed me that day, which, by the way, if I do not have my lips on, I do not feel complete. And it's so funny because I never wore anything. And now I will run all the way back up 2 flights of stairs to get my lips before I go. Then I'm just really in love with the product. I love the quality of that product as well. But yeah, quality being so super important. And in the facilities that it's manufactured in as well. So when I know that you've been taking some of the products and you said that your favorite product is the topical cream.
Yeah.
What other products are you taking or what else are you familiar with?
Well, I'm taking the water-soluble drops. So I am not a fan of the flavor so much, but I've found a resolution to that. I found that I could put a couple, 2 or 3 drops. And I know I was told to only use a third of the dropper, but I actually give myself a little more of a dose because I do love it. I cheat. I take a little more of the dose, and I put it in my vitamin water, and I drink it. And I feel like it makes a big difference for me. And as long as I know that I'm getting the benefits, which I do, then I will continue doing it. So for me, the cream is used as needed, but the water soluble is definitely a daily regimen for me.
What type of results have you seen with your water soluble?
I find myself, less stressed. I used to be someone who would take products from my doctor, medications. And since I've been doing the water soluble, I find that I don't necessarily need the medications. I'm weaning myself off of one of the products right now, or one of the medications that the doctor prescribed, because I don't think I need it. And I'm not saying that, the water soluble drops are for people to take in lieu of medication. I'm just saying for me, it really benefited me a great deal in terms of dealing with day-to-day stressors. Everybody deals with stressors their own way, but for me, I found that it's a very calming effect for me. And then I like the fact sometimes I'll forget in the morning to put it in the water, but I'll do it maybe an hour or two before bed. And I just find that helps me to do the unwinding and get a good night's rest.
That's great. So you're kind of using it for both or more than one thing.
I do. And I honestly, I feel like it really works. I mean, for me, daytime, it's great. I get through a day. And it's amazing when you do products like that, you either really focus on it, or you just suddenly become aware that something has happened and changed. And for me, I didn't focus on it. I just did it as a routine, just dropped the drops in my water. And I just noticed things were different. All of a sudden I thought, wow, I handled this a lot much better than I thought I would, or I'm not really stressing out over any of this stuff, or I feel really tired tonight. Much more. Usually I'm a night owl, but 10 o'clock, I think I'm ready for a good night's rest. So I just see that it's really, Scott, it's not drugging me. I don't feel any side effects, nothing like that. I mean, other than the fact that I can feel that inner calm, I probably wouldn't even know that I was taking it.
Well, that's great. That's really great. So let's talk just a smidge. We only have a little bit of time left, but it sounds like if you're able to handle situations better and you're not as stressed and it helps you sleep. I know you had mentioned your husband somewhere in here. Has he noticed a difference, or has he entered into taking product yet himself?
Oh, haven't got him on that bandwagon yet. And a lot of it deals with his own medical issues that he's dealing with, and that's, I think, probably part of my stressors. He's a lot older than I am, and he's dealing with some challenges of his own. So for him, he's not a big pill taker, but I'll have to say I did use the CBD cream on his shoulder. And he had an injury that had taken place years ago with his rotator cuff. And it's to the point where he could hardly, and then he fell on it, I guess, probably last year. So it's very hard for him to raise his arm. So instead of Tylenol, or instead of any form of medication, which he doesn't like to take in the first place, I put the CBD oil, or not the oil, but the cream on him. And that seems to give him quite a bit of relief. So I have to say, that's why it's my favorite product. I absolutely love the results from it.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. We were talking to somebody the other day, and they said they used the topical relief cream under their eyes, which I thought was kind of interesting, but she said it works. I've never tried it myself. But I know it's kind of like similar to some of your products as well, where it's a antioxidant. So it helps with like hydration. So it was just kind of interesting to hear. It's like a multi-purpose. So before we go, we're kind of down to the end here. If someone wanted to contact you, Kim, do you have some contact information you could leave with our listeners?
Oh, yes, definitely. I can be reached via text, messenger, Facebook, any of the social media platforms I can be reached at. I have LipSense, love, LUV, it's my Facebook, and my Instagram as well. But I did give and forward all of that information. And but I think if somebody just to even look for my information, my name on Facebook, they could find me. But I'm available pretty much. You can get me at any point, anytime. I take phone calls, I take text messages, emails, whatever fits their fancy.
All right. Sounds awesome. All right, listeners. Well, thank you so much. If you have any questions for Kim, you can find her on Facebook. You could also find us on Facebook at Your CBD Store of St. Armand's, Siesta Key, Lakewood Ranch. or Laurel Ridge. We look forward to talking to you next week, and thanks for listening. Kim, thanks for being on with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Stacey. I really appreciate it.